Namaste, my brothers and sisters, and welcome to Namaste today in the Zodiac weather. My name is Witecki, your sensei to Sirius joy. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's a quite cloudy and kind of foggy day today. Today is Thursday, September 18th, 2014, and psychic compassion once again rules the day. So our psychic state of awareness is very much open today, and thank Goddess for that, for a couple of reasons. One, psychic energy is the same as compassion, and a lot of people do not take the time to give themselves or be compassionate to themselves. So today's energy is really, I think, designed by God to allow us to take the heat off, take off our critical thinking, and just kind of feel around inside of us for what's really going on. And in today's Sensei Sunrise, I'll talk specifically about what I think we're feeling around for and why. But before we dive into feeling around our psychic senses, let's first tame our brain with the phrase of the day. So the phrase of the day is a fun one today. It's I feel good about myself and I wish to feel gooder. I feel good about myself, but I wish to feel gooder. And I use the word good or gooder because your brain doesn't have a concept for gooder. It's not a word. And I tend to trick my brain when I want to keep it open to things. If I said I wish to feel fantastic, then it's like, oh, we have so many thoughts of what fantastic is. First thing comes is a spray bottle, a stupid Clorox products. The first thing comes to my mind when I think fantastic. That's marketing for you. So to keep your brain clean, I feel good about myself and I wish to feel gooder. And I have the right to use my own words because I create my own reality. Now the serious step of the day is step 25. Again, we are going to have a long step 25. Something I noticed too happens a lot. Step 25 is the God step. It's when our emotions and our thoughts come together and we can listen to God. Whoops, there it is. The quantum intention, basically. And our quantum intention is our joy quest. It is what we are trying to aim for today. So we listen to our feelings. We're mindful of our feelings. We talked about this yesterday. And it opens up our psychic, which is step 7. Now the moon, which is the emotional amplifier, is amplifying emotions themselves. So take whatever emotions are and multiply them, okay? I think this is to allow us to get really to the bottom of certain things. I'll talk about exactly what I think we're trying to get to the bottom of. But be advised, everyone is more emotional than usual. Everyone is more prone to feeling like a baby than usual. And that's okay. Just make sure you take good care of that baby inside of you. Now, in tonight's sky, what this all adds up to before bed is a decision time. We're going to make a decision in our lives, and I'll talk about where that decision is in the zodiac weather, as well as what you're looking for with all of that meditation. Now, looking at the chakras, just like yesterday, we are joy questing for a 7, which means we are opening up our crown chakra. And how do we do that? By quieting our feelings and by quieting our thoughts. We align the 2 and 5, to open up to the 7. That's kind of how it works. So in the Sensei Sunrise, we'll talk about just this. And, it does count to put yourself in purple or yellow. That's something I haven't been telling people, but the colors I wear and stuff sometimes are literally just to get myself more aware of my chakras. Now, looking at Planet Soup, what does God have cooking up in the skies? Well, like I said, we're in step 25 all day long, or 25 degrees Virgo. 25 is a Pisces ruled degree in Virgo, so we're kind of the inside out of Virgo until about 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So this is going to be a cloudy day where probably a lot won't get done. This is a day where you're staring out the window. It actually took me forever to get this damn show out tonight because I just wanted to stare out the window. Whoops, there I go again. Now Venus herself is also reporting to step 7, but in a different way. It's Joy Quest 7, but it's from I Love and I Give and Receive, which is very nice in Venus. So that is at 16 Virgo. The Sun is at 25 Virgo. So you got 2 major 7s hitting a chord in Virgo. Coincidence? Oh, I don't think so. Mercury is at step 22 in Libra. Now, step 22 ends up to be a joy quest of 4. So that means our mind is bouncing off our feelings. Our mind is bouncing off the feelings of other people. And our mind is trying to do what? Get out of itself. Get out of its own Mercury way. And so it is looking for innovation. So keep in mind that your mind might be what's in the way. But looking at the actual psychic energy itself, Neptune in its home sign of Pisces, but retrograde at step 5, Chiron, the healing vibration of Virgo, which is the opposite sign of Pisces. So Chiron rules Virgo, and it's hanging out in Pisces. It's opposite. That's kind of funky, right? You can really see the universe is giving us a weird back massage. It's also retrograde at step 14, which adds up to a 5. These themes are what drive me crazy at night and make me not sleep. But now I am sharing with you, my friend. So the way I look at this is we are all psychically looking into our past lives right now. The retrograde would mean that we're looking past lives, but we're looking to clear what? Our mind. Step 5, step 14, mind. Right? So again, it's time to look into ourselves and see where is our mind in the way. And to me, this is it right here. I believe this is how it all boils down. Jupiter and Black Lilith in Leo. Now, Jupiter is at step 13, which adds to a joy quest of 4. Black Lilith is at step 22, which adds to a joy quest of 4. All right? So in Leo, this is where we're stuck. Wherever there's a 4, it's where we're unstable, we're seeking to be stable. And the 13 Jupiter in Leo, I know from my clients, tells a particular story. The 3 means we have self-limiting beliefs. So we've all reached a bit of a wall with our love expansion since Jupiter hit Leo. We're all hitting a wall. The wall is kind of two-sided. On the one hand, we can't see beyond our self-limiting beliefs as far as where our hearts want to go next. And then the Black Lilith, that we are afraid of things getting out of control in that 22. Don't forget, our Freddie Mercury is also at 22, and our minds are afraid of getting things out of control. So I think a lot of people have been writing me and saying, I feel stuck. I feel this just like nothing's moving. This, my friend, I think is what it is. It is Jupiter at step 13, Black Lilith at 22. And I believe in the next 24 hours leading up to tonight's sky decision that it's time to break through this wall. And I'll coach you through it in the Zodiac weather. Don't forget the moon is amplifying our emotions. And I can't get too deep into this now because of today's content, but Mars is ahead in Sagittarius. And for you astronauts out there, that means that we're trying to move forward with particular beliefs. It also means that we're going to have a lot of anger come up from ourselves wherever it is we have not lived according to our actual beliefs. So when we have not lived to our beliefs, there may be some anger. Now, Sagittarius is due for a big Saturn scrub, which happens actually Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, Saturn moves into Sagittarius for the first time since 1985. So Mars here is kind of prepping, and wherever your anger is coming up, don't worry. You're going to have really 3 years to work on that. So that brings us to the Sensei Sunrise. Today is truly a meditative day. I like rain, by the way, and the sound of rain. It helps me meditate. And with meditation, you're really meditating on yourself. That's what you're meditating on. So today we want to meditate on our feelings, and we want to observe our thoughts and try to take our thoughts, step 5, and be mindful of our feelings. So that's the first thing. You got to get into the 7 zone, which is by aligning your feelings and your thoughts into one. And when you're thinking about your feelings, then a lot of times what happens is through your feelings, the psychic information comes up. So today, what we're pondering, what our question is, I think, for the universe, and our question is for our deeper self, is this: what does our heart really say? Now, remember, I had said just now that I think that we're stuck at a self-limiting belief with our heart, and we're trying to get to the truth of what our heart really says, and we're trying to catch our self-limiting belief in action. That's what you want to meditate on. So the way you do this is you interview your heart. That's what I teach my clients. It's like, hey heart, what do you want for breakfast today? Oh, I want this. Your heart will tell you. What do you want for this? And what do you want for that? And what do you really wish was president? So you can like throw like a heavy question in there. Now what will happen is when you start interviewing your heart and you're meditating, your feelings are you're mindful of your feelings, and you ask your heart a question like that, when you get the answer, you're actually answering through your feelings. So you say, what does your heart really want? And you're like, oh, I want this. And you feel that. Okay? Now, the trick of today is that when your heart goes, I really want to be president. or I really want to do this, or my heart really wants this. Your mind, at that point, will probably respond with a belief, the 3 of the 13, okay? And this is because there's a lot of 3 going on. Jupiter is 3. 3 is the exploration of our collective consciousness. And so when 3 is alive, 3 speaks loudly that day. And so today, when you ask your heart, what does it really want? What is it really saying? What is my heart really saying? Listen and accept whatever it says. Then listen to what your mind belief structure responds. And ask yourself, is that true? Is that true? Oh, you can't be president at this age. Really? Is that true? Is that a self-limiting belief? To me, everyone in their life is held back somewhere in their life by a self-limiting belief. Their heart wants something, but their belief structure is spitting out an answer that it was programmed or has witnessed so far. So meditate on that, my friend, and I'll be right back after this. Hello, my friends, and I just want to say if you need help with SoulMart and you have any problems, just email us at help@soulmart.me. And the other thing is, if you have a product or a service or something that you would like to share with the rest of the world, that's one of the things I want to do here at Namaste today, is just share other people's light, share what other people are doing. So you too can email us at help@soulmart.me, and we'd like to help you in that way. But before you email us, my friend, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters and where they are maybe self-limited today, starting with the Scorpios. Scorpios, cloudy and doing a lot of learning today. But the question for you is, what does your heart really believe about your career and legacy? What does your heart really believe? And listen to see if your beliefs say something else. Step 1, Leos, cloudy and spiritual today. What does your heart believe about your true character? I'm not talking about the one you show the world. What does your heart think about your true character? Meditate on that. Look for self-limiting beliefs. The Cancers, cloudy and cool. Question to you is, what does your heart believe your real value is? I'm not talking what you wrote down on the application for the job. I'm talking about what your heart really believes, and then what does your mind respond after? Sagittarius is cloudy and detached today. Your question is, what does your heart believe about what it truly believes? So, a lot of Sagittarius say one thing, but in their hearts they kind of believe another. Are you living in that true theory? You know, like Christopher Columbus saying the world is not flat, one of those. Step 4 is the Aquarius is cloudy and introverted today. What does your heart really believe about your long-term partnerships and where they will go? Whoa, I had a freak out there. Guess you did too. Step 5, the Geminis, cloudy, super busy around the earth today. But the question is, what does your heart really believe versus what you think? Because your heart will say one thing and then your Gemini mind will come bouncing in. Step 6, the Libras, cloudy and professional today. But the question is, what does your heart believe your real role in society is? See, Libras are usually kind of always negotiating and not necessarily going straight for what their heart really thinks. And that's what the universe is saying to do. The Pisces, step 7, sunny, super creative today. What does your heart believe you're actually born to be? A motorcycle rider? A drifter? A door-to-door salesperson? Could all be that, but it's time to be honest with thyself. Step 8, the Capricorn, sunny and sentimental today. What does your heart believe you truly trust? All right, so Capricorn usually plays it safe, locks the door, chains it, locks it, double signs that. But what does your heart really believe? Your heart believe that someone's going to come busting through there? That's the question. You might be locking yourself out of opportunity. Step 9 is the Aries. Cloudy, nesting, and resting today. But you know, Aries is purebred, just like the inner child. What does your heart really want, Aries? Don't be the hero. Don't, without responsibility. What do you wish it was? All right. Taurus, cloudy, feeling super deep. I will vouch for that. It was hard to get this show shot today. Heart, what does your heart believe will actually settle you? I did a lot of meditation on this for the Tauruses. But I think with Jupiter in the 4th, that's what they're wanting, to feel settled. What will really settle you? May not be what you think. Then finally, the Virgos. Cloudy and social today. There'll be little butterflies, but what does your heart believe in and have in faith in truly? Not what the evidence tells you. What does your heart truly believe that has faith in? That's a question for the Virgins. All right, let's take it quiet and go on our Lightwalker parade today. We've released another episode of 10 Ways to Avoid Cancer. This time, Damon's talking about microwaves. Do microwaves hurt or not hurt? You'll find the answer in that quick segment. Yesterday, we had two fabulous Tweet Talk shows where we had great conversation. For one, I was happy to talk on Circle of Wisdom with Master One Feather and a couple of great guests about Organite and the separatist movements. Specifically, Scotland's about to vote about being a separatist. And we're talking about how Pluto's in Capricorn. Great conversation. And the do's and don'ts of child nutrition was the hot topic of modern mommies. Both of these shows are available at soulgarden.tv. If you are on YouTube and watching, please be kind and do subscribe. We appreciate that. Be our friend at soulgarden.me. It'll take you to our Facebook page. And of course, all of our products and services are available at soulmart.me. The highest form of flattery is to share Soul Garden with someone you love, and it's the best way to spread the light and for others too. And now it's time for our Soul Nirvana. Music is soul, and this is Nirvana. I believe that music keeps us alive, my friends, and so I always try to prescribe a song that comes right after this show. In this case, it's a good one. It's Armin van Buuren, which is a DJ from Europe, if you don't know, and you've probably heard this song, This Is What It Feels Like, by Trevor. The person who's singing it in this version is Trevor Guthrie. I guess he's a Canadian singer. Great voice. But the reason why I chose this song today is because if you listen to it, it's very poor me. It's very self-sympathetic. It's in the song he's singing about what it feels like to lose the light. Now the truth is I don't know if he's singing about another person or singing about losing the light of his own self-love. But I think that when we are missing a person in our life and our hearts, we're missing ourselves. And I think that this song is talking about what it hurts. It hurts when we step away from our heart. It hurts when we aren't true to our heart. It hurts when we step away. We need that light of our own heart there. So listen to this song and contemplate, my friend, where your heart really lies and where you might have self-limiting belief. Until tomorrow, remember I love you and live love be.